Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News starts now.
New information on a homicide in southeast Bakersfield. We have more on the suspect involved in the deadly incident coming up.
Plus details on how you can convert a part of your home for extra living space without being penalized.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us for 23 ABC News at 6 a.m. I'm Danielle Kernkamp.
I'm Mike Hart. Glad you're here. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Elena Russ. Get a look outside. I know it says dry. I know it's a gigantic highway in the sky that's bringing all this.
Big old H.
But you're going to throw up a stop sign later this week, right? Or later this weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick it out of here right on the Midwest.
We're all going to form like something that doesn't let it
lock
in.
arms and just say no more.
We Red Rover it. Just make it
Red
stop.
Rover. Wow.
We're trying everything.
Anything possible.
Yeah.
High pressure is in control, so yes, very dry air for the entire west coast. Those Santa Ana winds coming rushing back into Kern County today. You see they're already picking up over Fraser Park and Lebec. Tehachapi experiencing blustery winds as well. Lake Isabella also dangerously dry. They've had a 20-mile-per-hour wind gust come through already. Those winds gusting to about 50 miles an hour through the passes and over the peaks later. So we're in the 60s here in Tehachapi. That's typically an average high, not a morning low. Just a sign of how warm we are already, and we keep on going. Right now in Bakersfield, 54. Later today, 90. Our average high is 76. So to be at 90, it's not a record breaker, but it is uncomfortably warm. It's hazy. We have those dangerously dry conditions for our mountains. More on our fire weather threats coming up, but if you need to get out the door here in Bakersfield, we're okay. But up near Wasco, we have reports coming in from CHP. This one could be a pretty bad crash. This is the 43 near McCombs Road. We're hearing from the CHP that there were 2 cars that crashed, and then another car crashed into those, and there may be a person hurt here.
Oh.
We are following some breaking news just into the 23 ABC Newsroom. A Delano man is dead following a shooting last night, according to the Delano Police Department. Officials say they responded to the 700 block of Vassar Street regarding the shooting at around 11 o'clock. Officers say they found 45-year-old David Michael Ruiz at his home suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to Delano Regional Hospital where he died from his injuries. If you have any information on this case, you're asked to call Delano PD at the number on your screen, 721-3377.
Authorities are revealing new details in a homicide. Officials say the 26-year-old man who allegedly stabbed and killed another man in southeast Bakersfield Monday morning is a transient. 26-year-old David Vias, a homeless individual, according to officials, was arrested several hours later at a motel on Union Avenue. According to the Superior Court website, Vias has a list of several prior convictions. In August, Vias was sentenced to 90 days in jail for drug offenses and an additional 125 days for a parole violation. The district attorney's office said he was released early on both charges on August 16th because of staffing issues at Lerdo Jail. Megan Long, who lives near the scene of the crime, says many homeless individuals use the abandoned house where the stabbing occurred. She says she hardly sees authorities monitor it.
You got to worry about somebody snatching your kid or hurting your kid or saying something. Like my kids got threatened while they were inside of our yard by a homeless man telling them that they better give him their dirt bike or he'd be back and they would see what happened.
We do regularly go and check on abandoned residences to ensure that they're not being utilized. Unfortunately, there's a lot of abandoned residences here in Kern County. So while though we try to keep tabs on them, it doesn't fall under our primary responsibility. It is that of code enforcement.
We reached out to code enforcement and did not hear from them by airtime. David Vias is currently facing a charge of first-degree murder. And KCSO officials confirmed to 23 ABC that a double murder happened in 2018 at that same home. On October 6th of last year, officials found a 27-year-old man and a 24-year-old woman who lived at the property shot in the head and burned. In November of 2018, the property was tagged by code enforcement officials and abandoned. Since then, community members say it's been vandalized and occupied by homeless individuals.
You can now add a mother-in-law unit or convert a garage on your property into a livable space without paying permitting fees. The Bakersfield City Council voted to loosen those restrictions on accessory dwelling units, commonly known as a mother-in-law quarters, going beyond the changes that have been mandated by the state. The ordinance waives impact fees for building an accessory dwelling, eliminates parking restrictions, and allows for a main house on the property to be a rental rather than owner-occupied. The state law requires a home on a property with an accessory dwelling to be owner-occupied by 2025. The City of Bakersfield ordinance eliminates that restriction. Advocates of the rule change say more affordable housing will become available as the state continues to grapple with a housing shortage. Opponents, though, say it could lower property values.
A time change is almost upon us. Daylight saving time falls back in 2 weeks as people feel the perks of sleeping in an extra hour, and the statewide debate over the time switch continues on. Back in 2018, more than 60% of Californians voted to keep daylight saving hours year-round, ending the time switch. For many, springing forward and falling back just comes with the seasons, but others would like to see those yearly time changes become a thing of the past. That was the consensus in 2018 when California voters approved Proposition 7. Now a state bill must pass in order to end the time change, but that bill has been delayed. Some lawmakers are arguing it will impact trade with neighboring areas like Mexico, but supporters say the move will end the negative impacts of the time switch.
Well, tomorrow night you can toast and taste the season at the Buena Vista Edible Schoolyard Garden. Sounds tasty.
It sounds really good. 23 ABC's Daniela Garrido is live with what you can expect after already roasting some butternut squash. What do we have next?
That's right. Well, we're still roasting those butternut squashes, but we added potatoes and onions in here and some bay leaves, or what are those?
This is sage and thyme grown in the garden. Fresh herbs give our food flavor. We teach the kids that, so we added some flavor. We're going to add a little bit more olive oil, and then it's ready to go in.
It's ready to go in. So Jordan is actually one of the kitchen educators here at the Edible Schoolyard Garden, and this is their kitchen. I mean, can you imagine being a kid and getting to learn how to cook and how to grow your own things in a garden through this program? I mean, it's just amazing, and that is exactly what tomorrow night is benefiting. It's benefiting their summer camp program, the Edible Schoolyard Gardens summer camp program. And what are we putting in there? Okay, we're just gonna put it in there.
Veggies in there to roast for our frittata, and then we also have one that's already prepared. Let me grab.
Okay, you're gonna grab it. Right, safety first.
Of course.
And so we're going to be taking out the fall frittata. It's already made. They already made it for us. And we're just going to get a look at, please do not burn yourself. I mean, she's a pro because she is one of our, I'll get it for you, don't worry.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. But yeah, this is a vegetable frittata that we make with our kids. The kids will do all of the prep work. They'll crack the eggs. They'll chop the veggies. They'll do all the work, and we eat together as a group. Yeah.
That's just one of the things that the kids get to do in the cooking class. And tomorrow night, you can actually get to demo one. You guys are going to be demoing a salad.
Yes, a shaved vegetable
salad.
A
shaved vegetable salad, which sounds amazing. So if you guys want to head on out, there are still tickets for Toast and Taste, so you can get those online. We'll have that link on our website, turnto23.com. For now, we're live in Bakersfield. Daniela Garrido, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
Thanks, Daniela. Adventist Health is stressing the importance of getting checked for breast cancer this month. The medical group will be hosting free clinical breast exams this week to help local women and men get checked. The exams will be held today from 4 to 6 p.m. at the AIS Cancer Center on Chester Avenue. To reserve a spot for your screening, call 637-8321.
It's spooky season, and there's plenty to do in Kern County this weekend to get you in the spirit. All of these events on turnto23.com. We've compiled a list here for you. Tomorrow, you can trunk or treat at Magnolia Senior Living, hang out with some of our local seniors, or you can head over to KCSO, BPD, and CHP's trunk or treat. They're expecting about 1,000 kids over at their trunk or treat. It is free, and it's happening at the KCSO East substation off of Flowers Street. That's at 5 o'clock. They're also having a Halloween car show on Saturday. That's happening at the Bakersfield RV Resort from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. A lot going on. That list on our website, turnto23.com.
I love having everything right there at your fingertips. Yes. It's great. And it's not feeling like Halloween. We're trying to get to 90 today, but this is an October event for us. We know the Santa Anas come this time of year. Leaves us with a red flag warning for our mountains. That's due to dangerous fire weather conditions. The wind gusts 40 to 55 miles an hour in some locations through Tehachapi and Frazier Park. The thick of it, it's going to be about 45 to 50 in the city itself. Very dry air as well. Here on the valley floor, we are quite hot with that 90. We're typically at 76, and there's bad air quality too. These desert winds aren't pushing out that pollution, so it's unhealthy for sensitive groups. It's dry and blustery in the mountains. You see that bullseye is down over the Santa Anas, hence the name of these winds. But Frazier Park is included in the worst of it, and then you see Tehachapi just on the edge of that bullseye. Isabel, you're not included in the worst of it, but we're still concerned about fire weather conditions out there. So watch how these winds continue to speed up this morning. Here we are at sunrise, and they're picking up speed down the mountains, fanning out into Arvin. That's going to be one of our hottest locations with a chance of blowing dust too. These winds will continue all day and still stay breezy and dry tomorrow too.